everybody, and welcome to my personal project. 3, 2, 1, blast off. As many of my peers already know, I'm a to-be mad rocket scientist who loves doing challenging stuff. So I set myself a pretty difficult goal. Design, create, and test a launch vehicle capable of reaching 100 meters and be recovered for further reuse. In order to do that, I split my challenge into 3 goals. First, make a reliable motor. Second, create a functional flight computer. And third, create a working parachute deployment system. What's intriguing about this project is that even if you let aside the outcome, there's still a lot of things you can learn from it. In order for me to construct test stands that can record the thrust motors, eventually an entire flight computer, I had to learn how to program Arduino circuits. As a noob whose best programming skill is for the computer to print syntax error, I had to start from scratch. Luckily, through the help of many insightful tutorials on the internet, I became able to program an entire motor test stand and a parachute deployment system. Meanwhile, I also had the chance to learn how to use all the funky machineries in the design lab, from 3D printers to laser cutters. In the process, I received a lot of help from NIST staff and my design teachers. I became more and more familiar with the tools and the machineries. This will definitely help me out in my future studies at NIST. Lastly, I learned that if I ever come across with something that would be very dangerous when it fails, a person should never, ever have a sense of fluke, that for some reason you will always succeed. In my case, for example, if a rocket test goes wrong, it can get ugly. After literally breaking a window, I realized that for any experiment to be safe, trying super hard to prevent failures is one thing, but one should always have precautions as to what to do when things go wrong. That was why I ran my experiment in open locations such as the rooftop at NIST and the field. In order to make the best motor, I tried a variety of nozzles, from simple clay nozzles to concrete nozzles and even 3D printed ones. For the motor testing, there were a few ones that went successful. Here's the following. But most of the time, it goes like this. Turns out, it's much harder than I thought to make things work consistently and have the motors provide enough thrust. After destroying most of my test stands, I came to a conclusion. It's simply impossible to create a reliable rocket motor with my current tools. In the end, I chose to purchase professional motors that came out of factories for safety purposes. Well, at least I tried. After that, I focused on my electronic components. Here's a video of me testing my parachute deployment system. A spring will throw the nose cone sideways, exposing the parachute to the airflow, thus deploying it. The timer is set to open the parachute 6 seconds after launch, when the rocket will start falling back down. I got that number through some intriguing high school physics. Finally, it's launch day. Now it's time to put everything together. All my work in these 6 months are packed in this rocket, which I have given it a cool name, Navigator 1. Kun Mick was very interested in my project and the possibility of me hurting someone, so he came to the campus with his camera and drone. All the footage of the launch are recorded by him, so big thanks to Kun Mick. On January 23rd, we had our first attempt, but the rocket just won't ignite. After tweaking it in my house, we attempted again on the next day.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding me? That was amazing! Woo!
parachute did open successfully, which is why most of the rocket is in one piece. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the footage of that. Sorry. The rocket reached a height estimated between 60 to 50 meters, which is far from the 100 meters I set, due to complications with adding extra weight to support the flight computer. The rocket recovered and only broke a few, a few of its fins. In the end, I'd say it went pretty well. An interesting thing was how the rocket actually landed across a clown in the St. Dominic School. The guards from both NIST and St. Dominic helped me out so much during the recovery process, so a big thank you to them. Also, thank you Miss Michelle Marcus for allowing me to test my rockets on campus. Lastly, thank you so much to Kung Nick, Mr. Angelo, Mr. Stratford, Mr. Daniel Sanchez, and all the other peers and teachers that helped me out during the project. Thank you so much. I couldn't have accomplished all this without your help. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I'll see you next time.